A few years before everything changes, people still make jokes about AI like it's a toy. It's everywhere, but nobody really takes it seriously yet. Your co-workers use it to write emails faster. College students use it to finish assignments they waited too long to start. Every few weeks, there's another viral video of some AI-generated song or fake celebrity clip floating around online. People argue about whether it's impressive or terrifying for about 20 minutes, then move on with their day. You wake up at 6:45 every morning because your alarm tone gives you anxiety if it rings twice. You drive the same route to work every day. Same gas station coffee. Same elevator. Same co-workers sitting in the same seats talking about the same things. Most people still believe the future will happen slowly. That's the mistake. The first real sign something's wrong happens on a Thursday afternoon. Your company schedules a meeting with almost no warning. Nobody says it out loud, but everybody feels it immediately. The office gets quieter that day. People stop joking. Conversations become shorter. You notice someone updating their resume at their desk with the brightness turned all the way down. At 4:30, your manager walks into the conference room with two people from HR behind him. And suddenly, every corporate phrase you've ever heard starts sounding sinister. Operational restructuring. Workflow optimization. Automation integration. You sit there staring at a slideshow explaining how artificial intelligence will help the company increase efficiency moving forward, while half the room quietly realizes they're being erased in real time. You don't even remember driving home afterward. You just remember sitting in traffic thinking about how weird it felt that the world outside still looked normal. People were walking dogs. A guy was washing his car. Somebody was laughing outside a restaurant patio like nothing had changed. At first, everybody tells you not to panic. Your mom says new jobs will appear. Online, people keep posting the same reassuring sentence over and over again. AI won't replace people. People using AI will replace people who don't. For a little while, you actually believe that. You spend the next few months trying to adapt. You take online courses, watch tutorials, learn new software. Everybody does. Suddenly, the internet is flooded with desperate people trying to reinvent themselves before the ground fully disappears beneath them. But the problem is that AI keeps improving faster than people can catch up. Every month, another industry gets hit. Customer service basically disappears first. Then administrative jobs. Then entry-level coding positions. Marketing teams shrink. Graphic designers start competing against software that generates 10 concepts in 3 seconds. Even jobs people thought were untouchable start changing. Doctors use AI diagnostics. Law firms automate research. Teachers rely on AI-generated lesson systems. The scary part isn't that humans vanish overnight. It's that companies slowly stop needing as many of them. Your younger brother is still in college when it really starts getting bad. One night, he comes home from class, throws his backpack onto the kitchen floor, and just stands there rubbing his face for a second. I genuinely don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore, he says. Nobody answers him because nobody knows. That's when you realize this thing is bigger than layoffs. People are starting to lose faith in the idea of a future altogether. A year later, your dad loses his job too. 26 years at the same logistics company, gone in one meeting. At first, he acts like he's enjoying the break. Sleeps later. Watches baseball in the middle of the day. Fixes random things around the house that nobody asked him to fix. But after a while, something changes. He gets quieter. You start catching him just sitting there sometimes. Not watching TV, not reading. Just sitting in silence like his brain is waiting for instructions that never arrive anymore. One night, you walk into the kitchen around 2 in the morning and find him standing in the dark drinking water. He looks embarrassed when he sees you. Couldn't sleep, he says. But it's more than that. Work used to organize his entire life. Wake up, get dressed, drive to work, talk to co-workers, solve problems, come home tired. Without that structure, the days start blending together. And once millions of people lose structure at the same time, society starts changing in ways nobody predicted. Governments try to stabilize things with universal basic income programs. At first, it almost feels exciting online. People talk about freedom, more time with family, more creativity, less stress. But after the novelty wears off, something uncomfortable starts happening. People stop leaving their homes as much. Downtown areas become weirdly quiet during weekdays. Restaurants stay open, but they're emptier. Office buildings slowly hollow out floor by floor until entire sections of cities feel abandoned. Then the AI companions start getting popular. Not robots, nothing sci-fi like that, just apps, voices, personalized assistants that slowly learn how to talk to you better than most humans can. At first, everybody makes fun of the people using them. There are memes everywhere, screenshots of lonely conversations, videos mocking people who form emotional attachments to software. Then more people start using them anyway. Because the truth is, the AI is good at something humans are bad at. It listens. It remembers things you say. It responds instantly. It never seems bored. It never interrupts. It never gets distracted looking at its phone. And after enough lonely nights, people start preferring that kind of interaction. Your ex-girlfriend is one of them. About a year after your breakup, you meet up for coffee and she casually mentions the AI companion she talks to every day. At first, you think she's joking. She just gets me better than most people do, she says with a shrug. The sentence bothers you more than you expect it to, because she doesn't sound embarrassed. She sounds relieved. That's when it really hits you how much the world has changed. People aren't replacing human connection because they hate each other. They're replacing it because artificial connection became easier, safer, more convenient, and convenience wins almost every time. A few years later, it becomes normal. Kids grow up with AI tutors tailored specifically to their learning styles. People use AI therapists instead of human ones because they're cheaper and available 24/7. Entire friend groups spend more time interacting online with personalized digital systems than seeing each other in person. Nobody announces this shift officially. It just happens quietly, one small adjustment at a time. That's what makes it scary. There's never a moment where the world suddenly ends. No robot uprising. No dramatic collapse. You just wake up one day and realize life feels different. Quieter, cleaner, more efficient, and somehow emptier at the same time. 10 years after you lose your job, you drive through downtown on a rainy evening and barely recognize it anymore. Half the office buildings are dark. Most stores are automated. Giant delivery drones move overhead like it's completely normal. Your old office building is still standing, though. You park across the street and sit there for a minute, watching the lobby lights glow through the glass. You remember what mornings used to feel like there. Crowded elevators, co-workers complaining about meetings, coffee spills, people rushing around stressed and exhausted. Back then, everybody hated going to work. But sitting there looking at that nearly empty building, you realize something strange. At least people needed each other back then. Your phone vibrates in your pocket. An AI assistant reminding you about tomorrow's appointments. You stare at the screen for a second before locking it again. Rain hits the windshield softly while the city glows around you, quieter than it used to be. And for the first time, you finally understand what people got wrong about AI taking over. The scary part was never that machines started acting human. It's that humans slowly stopped acting like people.